It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige.
All right, what's up, my Tascam 2488 Neo Hippies? What's happening, Buddy Love, my brother? Long time no see. I heard that song on TikTok. Amazing. What's up, Future World Machines? It's your man. I'm in the house. I get that from my son. The other day he asked me, I need you to buy me some googly eyes from the store. But what's happening, fellas? I thought today I'd come on and give a little bit of navigation. The day before last, I was working on my song and I was doing a bunch of things. The cat hit me up on the emails like, "What the hell were you doing? I mean, can you tell us how to do that?" So I'm just gonna do a little bit of navigation. My wife and I are going out tonight, so I'm just gonna do a quick little live, and we'll be back on tomorrow, and I'll start working on my songs again. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. So when I was working out, hello, check, 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 1, 2. Check, 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 1, 2. Just making sure I'm in. Check, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. What's up, fellas? Everybody's here with me. Thank you so much for stopping by. And just to say it all again, when I was working on my song the day before yesterday, I was going through the machine and I got an email from a cat asking me to slow down. All right. There you go. Is that better? So, like I said before, one of the guys emailed me and he was like, "Hey man, look, can you slow down and kind of tell me what you're doing so that I can do it too, or I can do it later?" So I figured today I'll come on for about 15 minutes or so. And Buddy Love, me and you got to write a song together. I still owe you a little bit of a songwriting thing. But so first things first. When I am previewing like a vocal or something that I've done, go ahead and hit shift, and I'm in vocal track. Let me say that again. I'm in vocal track, right? And I'm in song mode. The only way you can do the vocal track is in song mode. And if you just want to preview the vocal that you're working on, just go ahead and hit shift.
You're fine and you know it. You make a brother like me scared to make a move, and I know.
And you can do that. Now, there is a navigation extra that doesn't cause you to hit the mix button to take care of a little bit of an EQ issue or a volume issue. You can hit shift and the vocal track. And as you see, I have track level. I can go to my value knob and I can pan. I can set the reverb, offset, and delay, along with turn on my EQ, and also, add a couple dB and change the frequency right here instead of having to click this and do that. Actually, you have more. This is kind of a, oh look, you can take away 3 dB, but when you do this, you can decide what frequency you want to be messing with, as opposed to just turning up a high, mid, and low. You can actually decide what frequency you want. This machine is pretty good. Even though it's in a compact structure, it's really, really good. Now, the other day, I also was going through the effects, right? And someone asked me about that. They were like, hey, can I use the vocal processor without having to sing through it? And yes, you can. The way you do that, I should have wrote it down. Let me get a pen. And that way I'll make a video and just write some of these helpful hints down. That way we can all sing in the same key and everything will be melody cool. My Father Prince, 1987. But it ended up on the Graffiti Bridge album in 89. Give me a second here. I'm going to just write it down. That way I'm kind of working the script out myself. All right. Okay, so let me write this down. I got my little trusty pen here. I'm ambidextrous, so I can write with left hand and right. So how to send preset vocal effects to a vocal track. Go ahead and hit edit, right? Let me write that down. Choose your vocal track. Pow. Okay, let me write that down. Then when you get here, I've already done it, but let me just go into here. You're gonna choose, let's see. You're gonna scroll. I've already done it, so sometimes I can't get back. But in my case, what I'm gonna do is just scroll to one of these effects, okay? And then I'm gonna hit edit on the vocal processor, and I'm gonna go common, okay? When you hit common, you're gonna see this processor thing. So go ahead and go to vocal MFX, okay? Let me do that again so I can write it down. All right. You want to use the vocal processor after you've already recorded. So go ahead and edit, hit vocal processor. It's going to be in common. Go to common, and then, okay, it's already there. Go ahead and I'm going to wheel that back. You're going to see it. It's going to be EXT, I guess it's external in. Go ahead and scroll, PCN, vocal dry, vocal MFX, okay, multi-effects. All right, and it would have been better if they had actually kind of just wrote the word processor there, but it is what it is. Once you do that, of course, my mic isn't hooked up to it, but once you do that, then go to vocal effects, and you'll see yourself on the multi-effects, and then you can kind of go through these here, right? Or you can do this. I'm sorry, let me start over. Or you can hit edit and the pad of the vocal or whatever you have effect on that you want to try, right? And then it's going to go to take, sample, edit, go ahead and click your volume knob, and I'm just going to go to where it begins. And you're going to see start, end, level, pan. That pan is everything. This pan is everything. And then you're going to have out assign. And you're going to go to your vocal process. You're going to go to your vocal processor. You have a couple, you have dry, all these compressors here. We'll go through all of this because what I'm going to do is be up here every day. I missed yesterday, but today I'm doing 15 minutes, and then tomorrow I'm going to get back into my song, and then me and Buddy Love going to come on here on Monday. If you have space for me Monday, Buddy, come on over, and me and you going to work on something kind of slow rock. What you think? All right, so look, and then you go to your output assign, and you can assign a different effect per different vocal track that you have. Of course, I don't have anything on these other pads, but you can do that, and that makes this even better. Okay, so like in my case, I use this like a R24 and a XR20 drum machine, with a Roland module. So think of me having this much to work with. I can roll guitars and stuff on here because there is a guitar processor in here. I haven't used it like I should have, but as we go along, I'll probably use some of the effects out of that just to show y'all how good it could sound. But I can lay out a couple guitar parts and maybe a 3-part background harmony, 2 parts apiece, and then still have space to do leads, ad libs, and maybe even get some people in. I love this machine, or play a bass line from an actual bass guitar. I love this machine. I love this machine. And let me just say this, I'm not stroking, but the truth is I have stuff that is better than this. I have the MPC keys, I have the MPC Live, but something about this, it's like a toy looking thing, but it's like, yeah, look all I can do with this. This is amazing. And I'm selling this too much for people who don't even holler at me when they put out updates, even though, I asked for the update, What's up, Chelsea? I asked for that update, what I'm saying? I petitioned for it, and they didn't even holler at me and say, hey, here's the update. Why don't you go ahead and show our people how to use it? Nope, they didn't do that. But anyway, the machine is amazing. Now let's go back through the adding vocal.
You're fine.
Of course. Now here, let's see. I can have an auto pitch.
You're fine, and you know it.
I can change it over to double track.
You're fine, and you know it. You're fine, and you know it. You're fine, and you know it.
And then, of course, the pop song.
You're fine, and you know it. You're fine, and you know it. You're fine, and you know it.
I just did that so that you know I'm not joshing you. You can actually use this bad boy. This thing can be very usable. Also, we're going to get to this. I'm jumping around because I'm excited about the machine. But also, when you get over here to this mastering thing, you know what I'm saying? You got a multi-band compressor. You got a 5-band EQ for overall. You have a limiter for overall. And you have the new fade out thing. So you don't have to worry when you're trying to set up your fade outs and stuff. And of course, like auto tune and stuff like that. That was already on this machine before. I mean, when they put it out, even though when they put it out, I feel like it was more beta test, but auto tune was on here already. The auto pitch correction. And then of course, if you hit edit in common, you'll see that you're able to control that. You can turn it on, and then you can, decide, just like a auto tune thing, you can decide hard, soft, hard, and electronic, of course, robot, where it just I think robot is when it holds on to one note no matter what you sing. I'm not going to hold it there, though. And then you can choose a chromatic scale, or you can choose the scale, keys, or, just like Autotune. That was already in the unit. You can choose what note the note would be robotic on and everything. That was already in here. And of course, you can pan here, but you couldn't pan on the vocals. It was amazing, but it is what it is. Now, and you can choose the speed of how far, how hard you want it to be hit, how fast you want it to be hitting when you're doing it, or, this thing had all of that on it before we even, before like MPC Live. I like MPC Live, but this had all of that stuff on there before MPC Live. And the harmonizer, you get the Roland harmonizer where you can turn this bad boy on and you can scroll through the notes and how you want it to respond to what you're singing. You can almost take this with you on a show. And if you're a guitarist or something, you can sing through this and have all your harmonies added. You have the ability to choose harmony 1, harmony 2, and harmony 3. Harmony 1 or 2, I think that is you. So you can pull yourself out of it and just hear the effect from the machine. So you can have a 3-part harmony following you without your main vocal being there. And of course you can choose 4th, octave, 6th, 5th, 3rd. This thing is amazing. And I want everybody who has one to know that I'm going to be up here for the next 60 days, because I think December 31st makes it 60 days because I missed yesterday. But I'm going to be up here for the next 60 days unless, something crazy happens, at least 15 minutes just to show you something, because I think the more people can learn about the unit, the more the unit would probably sell, and the more people realize that it's not something that was thrown together. It's something that is together, and it just needs a few more updates. And I think if I'm up here, then maybe I can get the company to give us more updates, because they'll know that the machine is being loved. Let's go back to where I was, though, and let's do this vocal effect thing again. I didn't write a script out, so I'm writing it as we go, because I'm actually going to have some videos coming up next week, so that not only do I do a live, but there'll be a video where it's cleaner and you can see how to do the thing. I'm going to go through it 3 times like I usually do. And I've also did a update on my video for the truth about the Roland Verselab, because I believe that it needed an update so I could say good things along with some of the things I still feel a little crazy about. But let's get back into this one more time. When you want to use the vocal processor, well, first things first, if you want to just preview some tracks that you've already laid out in the vocal processor, in the vocal track, go ahead and hit shift.
You're fine, and you know it. You make a brother like me scared to make a move. And I know if I say nothing, you just might spread your wings.
And of course, to stop it, go ahead, just like stopping a sample, shift and play. So you can hit shift and the track.
You're fine, and you know it.
And shift and play, and that stops it. All right, so that gives you a preview. Instead of hitting this mixer button, go ahead, like if you want to adjust some EQ or reverb or the volume, go ahead and hit shift and detract. Now you have more control over what you're doing, instead of being in mixer where it just gives you, okay, these are 3 EQs you can mess with. Well, here, go ahead and go ahead and scroll with your value knob, and you'll see that you have track level, you have the ability to do the panning, and you also have, the reverb offset, the delay offset, and you have EQ. You switch it on, you can switch it off. Well, you switch it off, you can switch it on. And then once you do that, you have the input gain. And then the next one would be, well, the next two over would be what frequency are you adding or subtracting from on the low. And then you'll have the mid gain, and then you'll have this one where it says, it allows you to choose the frequency that you are adding and subtracting on the mid frequency. And then you'll have the high frequency. You can choose that. If you notice, I use 5,000, 2,500, and 160 hertz, because in this case, you're adding to a vocal. You're not, you shouldn't be trying to do any cutting because you don't have enough EQs to do it. I'm just saying. I got a comment. The MV is a studio. Very well put together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Buddy, I got mine from Zounds. And the good thing about that was when it first came out, you couldn't get one. It was a hot thing for a little while. But Zounds had a bunch. And I'm pretty sure they have them now. And the price has gone down. I don't know if they watched my video, but I had said you push the price up so that you can get rid of the unit. And when the update came out, the prices everywhere went down. So I'm glad for that. It's back at a nominal price where you can get into this. And look, in this unit, you have the SP series sampler type thing going on. You have the vocal effect thing from the VE20 and the harmonizer thing going on in here. You also have like a JV module. So anywhere from 1080 to 5080. You have the ability, and I did a video on this, you have the ability to add sound packs into the unit, and they are priced very well. Okay, it's not like $20 and $30 for the sound packs. They're like $4.99, $8.99. You can't beat that with a stick. And I bought 4. I think you get 1 free. So I have 5 altogether in here, and I've been using those to make my newer songs, giving it, some love. Hey, buddy, I'll follow you, man. You were doing that song. I think it's Waylon Jennings, I think. And I met him. I let him use my guitar stand. And I love that doggone song. And I played that TikTok 20 times because I just love that song. I forget the name of the song. I'm rushing here, but I love that song, and I had to follow you on that. I'm like, hold on, I didn't know you was in a band. Now, another thing here is, let's say you want to make some space on one of your tracks or something like that. Or let's say that, excuse me, let's say you're like me and I sing like a bunch of background vocals all the time, and you want to combine them all, like you've done all your panning and your EQing and everything, and you want to combine them all to like track 9. You can do that. Just hit Shift. I'm jumping all over. I'm sorry, y'all. Just hit Shift and section select. You're going to see your input quantize on, in my case, and the master quantize off. And then you have recording source. I'm just going to take it to wherever it would normally be if you started. You can choose from external wet, dry, wet and dry. You can record from a PC. You can record just the kick track. Like if you just wanted to, you had something here like a bass line that went 4 bars and something, and you just wanted to control it in here, you can do that. You can record the snare, the hi-hat, the kit, the bass, instrument 1, 2, and here we are, the vocal. You can do the whole mix out and put it on one track, but you don't want to do that unless you're doing something real smooth, like you're gonna put some phase on here, and you're making your mix real interesting. But you can record all of your vocals that you recorded, your backgrounds, and put them here. You can then erase all of these and free up some space on your hard drive, and then start doing something else. The machine is amazing. And then of course you can trigger from enter, like just pressing enter, from the clock, you know, from a decibel range. But I usually use enter, and then I'll just shave everything out, and that's simple too, because I think if you noticed here, I shaved the start and I shaved the end on this bad boy, because I'm from the old school where we didn't want to just let a sample run, and we didn't have all that computer space, so we had to shave these samples down and make them work in one spot. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, and we're gonna do this for the next, I guess next 57 days. We're gonna be doing this every day. So any questions you have, anything you want to learn specifically, just go ahead and leave that in the comments, and I will work on that. This is not about me doing music as much as is about me showing people how to use the unit, because I don't think it's got much love. And then truthfully, when it came out, I think a lot of people were lying about things that it could do. It wasn't possible for you to do it easily. But since they did this update, I feel like I promised that if they made it good for me, I would make it good for everybody. Well, I'm going to stick to my word on that. I missed yesterday, but today and from this day on, I will be up here. I'm probably going to say Monday we'll do something like at maybe 1 o'clock. And that way I can probably put a whole hour in before my daughter's finished with her homeschooling. My daughters, because once they finish their little books, they come in here and they want their test. Now, I'm jumping all over the place, but I want to get back to the first spot that I wanted to help with, and that was making sure that you know how to put these vocal effects on your track. Track pads, pad for pad for pad. Okay, so go ahead, hit edit, and hit the track. The pad. Then you have two options here. We're going to talk about this option Monday, but you have two options here. You have take sample edit. Go ahead and click onto it. You're going to find yourself at start, end, level, pan, output assign. That's where you want to be. Typically, that's going to be on dry. You're going to take that from dry, and you can use these compressors. Like this thing is amazing. I keep saying that. I'm gonna have to do a video so that you guys can learn for real. But it's on dry. But if you go here to MF effects and you hit it, it's gonna take you through the effects so that you can do them. You can play with them. But we'll get there on Monday. But in this case, you're gonna go from dry to vocal processor. Now you are able to use the vocal processor after
You're fine.
after you've recorded your performance. You can also hit edit and vocal processor on, and you can add harmony. You can go in common, and instead of just changing that to that, you can choose your key for your auto tune. If you're using auto tune, you can use the noise threshold, the noise suppressor, basically. And of course, you can choose. I don't let this knob do anything. I just kind of do everything myself. But you can choose to make the knob function in a certain way, and you can choose to have it be noise suppression level, all of the above. And then I go here to enhance, switch it on because it's usually off, but just switch it on. Hit your volume knob, move over. You can add enhancement to your vocal or your microphone that you have. You can also add more compression or add compression. The higher you go, the more squished it will sound, and it's nominal right here about 40%. Okay, then go ahead, push your volume knob in, and this is worth the whole machine anyway. But the de-esser, this is the easiest de-esser I've ever messed with. If you take it all the way up, it's no S's. Okay, I'm running through my M Audio Air 19214, but there's no S's. And this will allow you to understand how a de-esser should work. So even when you're on a DAW, you'll be able to de-ess a little bit better. But this thing here has probably the best de-esser in the fucking world, okay? Because when you get right here and you got the compression set at about 40%, you got your de-esser set about 40%. When you're going, it's not harsh, it's not going shh. It's more like, you don't want them gone, but this is probably the best de-esser I've ever touched. Keeping it real. All right, man, you have a good one. You have a good one. I'm getting ready to wrap this up too. And then, of course, there's the EQ. I tend to not do too much EQing going in. I try to play with that on the way out or, once it's all done. But you can do that. Thank you guys for stopping by. I got to go. My wife and I were having a little bit of a date night, so I just wanted to get in and do a live because I did promise that I would do this, and I did say in that video, if they made it good for me, I'll make it good for everybody. So these next 57 days, that's what I'm going to do. Try to make it good for everybody. Because once you learn this, you're just going to be running through it. You just, all right, well, hey, I want to do this. I want to affect this track. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this here. You just be doing all kind of stuff. I'm going to add a MIDI file in. I did some stuff on my whatever, and I want my piano to play like that. You better do anything on this thing. And really, I can just about do anything on it. And when I get to this mastering and mix down, that's where we'll see how strong this unit really is. You guys have a good one. Everything on this joint is built in, buddy. Everything. This thing had an old school guy involved, and I think the new school guy involved left some things off. That's what I'm thinking. But you guys have a good one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one, which will be tomorrow. I'll be up here at 12 o'clock. Anybody who's interested in coming by and getting a little bit of me working on a song, stop by. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye.
It's Paige.
It's Paige.
It's Paige.